Hey, Claudius. You killed my father. Big mistake.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Strictly Art Live, number 82. I'm your host, Rob Wilson. It has been a hot minute, hasn't it? I'm still alive and well, and I hope you all are as well. It has been somewhat crazy times. So crazy that, hey, job requires certain things. So today, we're going to make it very short and sweet. I'm going to cover My Hero Academia, episode 11, or My Hero Academia Vigilantes, episode 11. I just checked it out, so I want to make sure it was nice and fresh in my mind. Got the summary ready so I can read the names correctly. And I'm just going to be drawing. In case you don't know, I am a comic book artist with my own brand. I would have loved to work on my comic book as much as I possibly could during this time, but unfortunately, got to work to pay the bills. You know how that goes. So we're going to just deal with that. I'm going to try to break that down as intricately as I can and as I draw. So I'm going to go ahead and go over that and go over some things that I find exciting and possibly I hope you do as well. It is once again starting to get hot in the DMV area on this June 19th. This Thursday, June 19th. And we're here live in the beginning of the morning primetime hours, 10 a.m. And let's go ahead and get it. All right. So go ahead and grab your favorite drink, grab your beverage, stretch, get ready to do some critical thinking and creative thinking as well. That's what we put together here on Strictly Art Live while I draw. And answer any questions that people may have. So bear with me. It's been a hot minute since I've been in the saddle. So we'll get things rolling right along. All right, let's get it. So we have someone that popped in. Morning Star Art. With emojis, welcome. Morning Star Art, hello. Long but cool intro. I responded. All that good stuff. Yep. Yeah. One man show here, so I gotta make it interesting. I don't have a whole panel full of people, and I can't do that all the time. You know. Sometimes I just need to pop on here, share my thoughts, and get off of here. You know, as quickly as possible. Too much exposure to the internet is not healthy for myself because I got a lot going on. I can do it in spurts because I am an introvert, but when I know I'm done, I want to just listen to some music and draw. I, I shut down. That's it. That's all you're getting from me. Or if I need to do push-ups, I'm not doing them on the internet. I need actual results. So that's just me. No one has to follow that path. That is a Rob Wilson exclusive. So yeah, I've been working on this this sorceress here. She's been kicking my butt. Just because, well, for two reasons. I haven't had much time to like really sit down and just spend hours upon hours, working on this design. It started off as a sketch. Wanted to do it as kind of like a splash art type of thing. But at the same time, I'm doing a different style than what I normally would do. So it's taking some time to adjust and all that jazz. So let's see. That's what I'm doing. Sorceress. Don't stress too much. Just do your thing. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's just going from one way of life to art. It takes some adjustment. Again, I don't expect everybody to understand that, but that is just me. So, yeah, this sorceress here. Here's a sketch I got for her so far. She's summoning like some kind of creature in the background, and I want to give off kind of like a raging incubus type thing. Obviously, she summoned this thing from another realm, but one of the key things that's been kicking my butt is the daggone hair, because I really want to make it lively. Um, I did use a reference to get it started, but I got to add my own unique spin to it, which takes time and concentration for what I'm trying to do. Creating takes concentration and time. So that's kind of how I look at it. All right. Let's go ahead and Morningstar Art asks, "What is your other profession or job?" By the way, looks very good. Thank you. Yeah, I do security. I'm around a lot of military, so I couldn't let it go when I got out of the guard last year. So found a way to do it, kind of like on the civilian side. Work with troops and stuff. Chat it up with them, make sure they're good, and that kind of lifestyle. Couldn't let go of the army culture. It's got me. I thought I was out. They pulled me back in in some form or fashion. But I do love it. I wouldn't trade it for any other job in the world. It's one of those jobs where it requires physical fitness, which is one of the things I love to do as well. Love to do physical fitness. I don't get to do as much of it as I want to because we're always working, time, constraints, exhaustion, sleep, mandatory sleep, and stuff like that. But I do what I can for my age of 42. Um, that's one of the reasons why I try to eat pretty decent as well, because I consider if I do these things, I can project an idea of a healthy, long life to create artwork and comic books. That is one of my goals. Like I said, that's how I look at it. Not a path that everyone has to follow, but it is a challenge. And plus, too, working a job in the real world and stuff, it fuels the creative mind as well. But I couldn't even begin to go down the rabbit hole of the list of inspirations in real life that actors and creators have come up with. Especially if you've heard the story from Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, of kind of like where he got his voice, because his brother was in the military, and he would say something inspirational that sparked something in him, where he got the voice of Optimus Prime. I can't do it that much, that well. Let's see, Morningstar Art. That's a strong mindset right there. Hey, trying, But I will admit, in my downtime, because I didn't like the fact that I had to be at home but on standby to go to work due to kind of like the parade this past weekend, which the Army parade was like pretty awesome. I enjoyed it, but I ended up watching the whole thing, so I was like working from home, which is unheard of. And I didn't get paid because we didn't have to actually go in, but I was thankful to see it. But yeah, that's kind of like where I've walked the thin line between creativity and reality. because again, reality can fuel the creative mind. Creative ideas, that's what we kind of shoot for. If you are new to this channel, one of the things I do occasionally, I get a vision from an IP that already exists. And I put a disclaimer out. I say, look, I can't do anything with this, but here's an idea. If you look at some of our previous live streams, I came up with a great idea for Gremlins crossing over with Ghostbusters, a couple other things. I do have one of the Ghostbusters fighting the Ming Dynasty. They become undead and return, and they team up with the U.S. military. So I actually had a dream about that. That was pretty wild, and I enjoyed it. It was like watching a movie. Truly great stuff. So that's why I'm always looking for things to get inspired by, and that's why I'm covering My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, as I have been following the series thus far. So from what I'm covering, and I know this chick's forehead is way too big. I'm working on it. I am definitely working on it. With this piece, as opposed to just doing brush strokes, I'm actually using not really vector lines, but just curved lines to get the hair really sophisticated. And we'll see where it takes us. I used to use this before. Used to do my art really fast this way, but I had more time back in like 2008ish. So yeah, My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, episode 8. It was kind of like a 3-part act, what I could tell. You had everyone preparing for the special event. Knuckle Duster was tracking down the person that hurt his wife, and we actually find out that it's a family affair more than we originally thought, according to the previous episode. This one clarifies even more. But yeah, we have like a hired team for the what was it, Captain Celebrity crossover. We got Mind Cartoon, hello and welcome. Wow, this is the most people I've seen on YouTube in a hot minute. I know sometimes Ray Haylock pops up, Levi Skeen, some other people I used to live stream with too, but I don't really see them too much anymore on here. But yeah, thanks, welcome. My artists sharing my ideas and going over some creative, inspirational things as well. I do more than just art and talk about anime. I sometimes do movie reviews. Again, always looking for that new spark of inspiration to keep me doing what I like to do in my free time. And plus, it's good therapy. Decompression is needed. So yeah, Captain Celebrities, he's doing his straight and narrow because he don't want to get caught in a lawsuit with his wife or ex-wife or whatever due to infidelity. So he's continuing to help, and he's promoting an event that's going to cross over between Pop, I guess that's the girl's name, that can fly or leap huge bounds, and kind of like work together and stuff and promote things. It looks on an up and up, but there are already villains plotting for some nefarious events. And yeah, what are you doing? I am inking a digital piece of art. I am struggling to ink it because I've been working so much, I kind of lost my groove. Sadly, but truly, I have to admit, kind of riding the bicycle all over again. So yeah, we had that going on. We had the slug or the eel villain that the queen bee chick has manipulated multiple times, and now he's on a whole new level where he's super hooked to Trigger, and the Trigger, which is a drug that enhances a villain's or any superpower person's abilities. And it's indicated that they kind of go haywire. Mostly villains want it because they want an advantage over the heroes. But it's indicated by the Black Tongue, which Knuckle Duster has been looking all through the city and looking all throughout, looking for it through in the form of the villains. Knuckle Duster, I'd say, is literally My Hero Academia's Batman. The way he is portrayed, his silhouette is awesome. Even though he's only wearing a trench coat, it almost looks reminiscent of a Caped Crusader. Absolutely amazing. I love the guy. He's awesome. And he also doesn't give a damn. He'll knock out anybody. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. My cartoon said looks super cool. Thanks, man. I mean, hey, creating something new is much more difficult than drawing already established IPs. Trust me. But yeah. So this will go in my collection that I actually have metal prints that I have for sale on ArtStation. I don't know how many people are familiar with ArtStation, but I think they're rather awesome. Excuse me. ArtStation, that's where artists, promote their stuff. They got artwork, and you got working professionals there too. They're actually hiring artists as well. I've been with them for a while. I have a website there, and I like it. But yeah, with that being the case, let me see if I can get this in here. How's it go? Yeah, if you like, feel free to check out my website there, or go to Linktree. It leads you to the same spot, to the final destination of where my art is. But I have a small collection of metal prints that I'm gradually building, which is print on demand. That works for me because I'm either traveling or work, or just not home. And I don't build metal print apparatuses. I don't have the equipment for that. So it works better for me to do that through ArtStation. And I believe the prints are made in Canada. So it's a mutual benefit. Alright, so going back to My Hero Academia, we almost got most of it covered. Let's see. Yeah, so basically, the end all, once again, Captain Celebrity, he's knocking out kaijus, which looks, it's ironic how it kind of reminds me of, James Gunn's Superman doing the same. But you never know how these scripts somehow creep by each other. He's doing his thing and promoting the upcoming event, as I mentioned, and there's like a build-up basically where special events coming up, villains are plotting, and before the Queen Bee can make her move, before the event happens, Knuckle Duster meets her on the rooftop. It is a absolutely great scene and testament to kind of like what he's capable of doing. And he gets a stun fist. He upgrades, because normally he has like these giant brass knuckles. They're awesome. He knocks people out in one punch. For a non-quirk vigilante, he packs a powerful punch. He's a tough guy, no question about it. So with that, he upgrades one of his knuckles to a stun because he reveals that the Queen Bee is actually his daughter. His wife's already kind of like a mute. she's been damaged due to, I think, what his daughter did. She lashed out and jacked up his wife, her mother, which I believe is her mother. And freaking, yeah, they just have an all out battle on the rooftop. And it's like, hey, look out, we're kicking butt. They're kicking butt. He's trying to get a hold of her. She breaks out bee bombs. And I was like, whoa. But she's creating all these from her eye. So because she's creating them from her eye, they're kind of like she's kind of like the other girl that creates material, but she loses clothes as she creates more, and she can actually run out of clothes. So therefore, there's that too. She's kind of like that hero, but she gets exhausted from creating so many different types of bees that can have chemicals. So literally, she can she's creating syringe bees with syringes of trigger to turn villains into outrageous creatures, and sometimes unbeknownst to them. So it's not like they automatically agree to such. They may just go buck wild, be like, "Oh, something bit me," like Forrest Gump and shit. And there, they just go buck wild, and the heroes just respond with no trace link back to her. But Knuckle Duster was the one that knew all along. And like I said, that battle, that pursuit, that chase was great. It is a to be continued type of pursuit. And I highly encourage anybody, if you haven't seen My Hero Academia Vigilantes yet, definitely check it out. As I've said in previous live streams, I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was or is, and it has exceeded my expectations. Definitely, wholeheartedly. So that's that. And moving on, I will say, as I said, I had to be on standby this past weekend. So because of that, I didn't want to really get comfortable to like just chill and draw, because knowing my luck, I freaking start relaxing and get in the zone, drawing and whatnot. And next thing you know, I get a call. Oh, gotta go. It's like, come on, man. So I played some Marvel Rivals while waiting. That kind of kept me at my edge sharp, ready to go in case I needed to go. And I did my thing. Like right now, I got about 3 characters I rotate with on Marvel Rivals, and I enjoy the game a little bit more. I hadn't played it since the launch. I played a little bit, and I was like, all right, I'm not really much of a shooter, but now I'm getting the gist of it, and I'll alternate between Adam Warlock, because he's in the game. I gotta play Adam Warlock. There's no way I can't play Adam Warlock. To me, that's sacrilege. And they made him a healer, so that took some adjustment for me to learn, which I did. And I'm still learning a little bit more how to be a team player. But he also packs a punch as far as DPS as well. I learned Johnny Storm, so still learning his unique set of moves, and I won a couple matches that way. I find his moveset pretty interesting. And last but not least, I started learning Sue Storm, and she's like a healer too. I guess I like healing because it allows me to be just a little more stationary. Once people get up on me and I'm fighting like a Wolverine or something, this dude's running circles around me, and by the time my camera turns around to catch up, I'm dead. So it's just like, nah, back up off me, get back, like Frank West in Marvel's Capcom 3. So that kind of works out better for me that way. As far as like just overall DPS character, I really can't call it, man. I can't say that, I tried Spider-Man, way too wild for me. Just all over the place. Venom, yeah. I played Venom like on launch day, but not really much of my thing. I'm not a good tank guy. So right now, that's my holy trinity: Adam Warlock, Johnny Storm, and Sue Storm. Um, don't really like. I mean, Emma Frost is Emma Frost, but I'm a little bit more of a area, kind of like finding an aerial character. I wanted to play some Ultron, but as soon as he came out, everybody was playing him, so I couldn't really pick him. Now, I practiced with him a couple of times, and his moveset is like so simple. It's just like, maybe it's better I don't play him. But definitely Adam Warlock, I like him. I like everything he's capable of doing. So I wouldn't change a thing. But yeah, besides that, hey, just trying to get through a little bit of art when I can. Today's my day off, so I hope to do a little bit more and work on a couple other pieces that I'm doing. Hey, I'll let you know now, I'm not the fastest artist in the world. I probably never will be, unless by some chance that I make it big or people would donate to my Cash App or PayPal or something to the equivalent of all these hours I work doing what I do. So if that trade-off happened, yeah, I'd be drawing a whole lot more. But I got to deal with the cards that I'm dealt. That's the thing. I'm not complaining. It is great to see so much artwork out there in many forms, and that's why I like ArtStation, because I can be, again, inspired by other artists, other creators, working professionals. So that's been my go-to. I once was on DeviantArt, but left that behind. My profile's dead and gone. Dead and gone. By the way, anybody seen T.I.? You've been kind of quiet lately. But yeah, that's just a little bit of what I've had going on. Oh yeah, I guess we can talk about, the stuff that I got taxed on by YouTube and TikTok. I was reviewing the accountant, and I mentioned certain things about the plot, which is an ongoing theme, and Hollywood doesn't like it. They don't promote movies that have a particular theme in it that combat certain things. So YouTube and TikTok, well, YouTube, they just reduced my views when I was doing the clips of it. Like 4 people saw it, and it's just like unheard of for my YouTube. I've been on a roll lately, but I was like, okay. And then TikTok, the same video said, community guideline strike, it's been taken down. I was like, okay. So it's not just coincidence. It is that video that is, garnering attention amongst those 2 platforms. Which I gotta check Instagram, because I don't know if that's still up over there either. So ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling. And then the other one that was pretty funny was Ballerina, when I was doing like a bunch of trailer reactions to different movies. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and Ballerina was on the list of trailer reactions I was doing, and it was good for a while. For a while, it was good, but for some reason, after Ballerina, the world of John Wick, Ballerina did its opening weekend like that Monday or Tuesday, I believe. It freaking it got copyright struck from, I think, the clip, or I think the whole live stream. Yeah, I think it was the whole live stream. And I was like, oh wow, these guys are so mad that it didn't make money, that they think that, oh, well, we didn't make money, so we're striking people's videos. I guess that's going to do something. I don't really care. But it didn't do like a full strike. It actually did like a ban from certain countries specifically. And I was like, okay. I think it was like some 274 countries. I was like, man, you guys are going all out. You know, I'm nobody special. I'm just sharing my thoughts on stuff I like. I can't do that. Oh shoot, I guess I can't. So that's a little bit of my journey of stuff, my harmless stuff that I make. You know what I mean? Yeah, it might have been get back for all the Superman stuff I'm telling all too. So ain't no telling. That's the thing about some of these things with the internet. Um, they can't narrow down as to the reason, because if you can, you might be able to argue a point, and they don't want that. They just want total obedience to the regime. You know what I'm saying? The YouTube regime. That's all they want. And that's fine. Which they won't have of mine. So that is that. Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, we got some time. So weekend's almost here. I hope everyone has some great and wonderful plans. You know what? I'm gonna switch that, change that up. It's like I won't do the rest of this art piece until I get her hair straight, or her hair to my satisfaction. Let me put it that way. But yeah, definitely. I hope everyone has a good weekend. Stays safe, stays out of trouble, because we don't need more trouble. Now, one of the things I enjoy is a good Perrier mixed with apple cider vinegar and pomegranate juice. It's actually what I'm having right now. Otherwise, it'd be ginger beer right now. It's too early during the day for ginger beer. Too early. So I'm still contemplating when's a good time for me to live stream. After work, in the morning, or prime time. Prime time ain't bad, but either times I could be doing something. If it's in the morning, I could take a better rest. If it's in the evening, I could sleep after that. But yeah, still trying to figure out the best times, which is still not guaranteed, because as soon as I do find a good schedule, guess what? Yeah, come to work. I'm telling you, it's a setup every time. You get relaxed, you get comfortable, and next thing you know, setup. Boom. Damn. There's some things I don't know about her face. Did I put too many lines on the face? She's got this mask on. I'm thinking of kind of like treating it as a way of augmenting her power, but I'm not sure yet. Not sure. It's crazy. This is a one-off. Definitely not a long-term character. So the AI clip maker that I use, Opus, has been around for 2 years. They're celebrating their 2nd year anniversary, and I think it's worked out for me pretty well. So I like Opus. I took a gamble, just like any other business owner does when it comes to software, to help hopefully make the business more efficient. It has definitely increased the eyeballs of the stuff I've uploaded, and taught me some things in the process. I turned my dad onto it as well. I said, but you got to put up more videos, Pops, you know. So I'll check in with him from time to time. I say, you put up any new videos yet? And he said, not yet. It's like, come on, man. If you want this stuff to grow, you got to put in the effort, you know. But he just like me, or I just like him. We both suffer from having too much going on. It is hard to balance. So yeah, it is rather tricky with my channel. I can't guarantee a lot of stuff for people that may be new to here, but I mean, I may go anywhere from what's it called? Movie reviews, pop culture, comic books, video games, freaking metaphysics, philosophy, all that kind of stuff, all in one sitting, and it may confuse people, no question about it. But you know, I myself, I'm just a multifaceted person. I may bounce around, so bear with me. All the best I can offer is a roller coaster ride of thought. Now, I was reading X-Men #8 from the Jim Lee run back in the day, and loved it. You know, classic one. Scott Summers gets busted watching Psylocke in a swimsuit while all the X-Men are at the beach. Remy LeBeau's wife shows up to bring him back to restore order to the Thieves Guild and Assassin Alliance. And I happened to be reading the Stan Soapbox section, and he was expressing his excitement for James Cameron, the director of Terminator, getting the opportunity to direct freaking Spider-Man. And when I read that, I remember hearing about it as a rumor. And it's supposed to be like Venom introduced in the first Spider-Man movie off the break. That would have been pretty interesting. Hell of a villain to start with. But you know, if you think about it, since Cameron was already gearing towards T2, because this was like '92 when they talked about that, and obviously it fell through because we didn't get a James Cameron Spider-Man. But we see that the birth of the liquid metal T1000 was a thing, and maybe Venom's properties that James Cameron wanted to put in the movie might have been a reflection of that. Who knows? Who knows? You know, the possibilities of what could have been. It is a wonderful thing. It's always exciting to see what new creations may unfold. Hopefully they are good creations, something that people enjoy. That's what I mean by good, even though it's a villain. So, but yeah, no, it wasn't until Sam Raimi came along and William Dafoe defined what it means to be a villain in the form of the Green Goblin in the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. So, yeah, I still ponder to this day what James Cameron's Spider-Man would have looked like. Still to this day. So, it is something worth noting, but that's how close we were to getting it. I had no idea. Like I said, I thought it was just a rumor. Talked about it in high school, and come to find out, boom, it existed. You know, and I think James Cameron was also going to do a X-Men cartoon with movie actor voices, movie actors doing the voices. So I was like, holy crap! But we didn't get that. But we did get an X-Men cartoon. I guess that would have been rather too pricey, because you know Cameron, he likes to generate blockbusters, and for that time, I'm pretty sure that he couldn't justify the budget for, all-star voice acting cast for an animated X-Men cartoon. It's okay. It's okay. Try again. And then we got what? Bryan Singer, X-Men 2000. And that road, oof, man, you talking about riding a wave. That it did for quite some time. A lot of movies came out of that. A lot of movies came from that director, X-Men. And then branched off, and then he ended up coming back anyway. I guess because they couldn't get the X-Men formula, the Fox formula, right without Bryan Singer, amidst even his controversial takes. So it's really interesting to see how that stuff turns out. I think I'm gonna do for next show. I'm gonna go ahead and share and promote some of the latest Kickstarters that I have backed. Kind of focus more on Kickstarter. I want to fade away from Indiegogo, being that there's still books that I don't have or that were never created. Comic books, graphic novels, stuff like that. It's only a handful of them that I never got. And one of them is lost because I had to move at the time. I couldn't change the address in time. It was already gone. But yeah, because Kickstarter, they have that Masters of Anatomy series that I love, and it's been a great help for anatomy in my case, learning it to do art. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's good to diversify. The rich do it for their portfolios. Why can't I diversify for what crowdfunding things I like? And really, I think I prefer to just buy something and receive it in a few weeks. I get it. Crowdfunding works for creators to get their feet wet, get started. But I'm pretty much mostly to the point where it's just like, I prefer not to have my address doxed. I prefer not to be lied to. You know what I mean? Even right now, there's only a few books that I would back from people that I actually know. That might be a bit of a different approach to take from it, but at least I know I can say that I've vetted the person for the most part, and they seem reliable enough. But just backing somebody that I don't know. Spent a lot of money previously, so I think I'll save some of that, this time around. But as for myself, I have a storefront in which people will be able to buy my comics. Well, they actually can, but nobody likes the first one that I put out, so that's why I'm working on my skills, improving the craft, so that way I have something a little more viable. And yep, it's one of those things. So as we pretty much wrap up this show, I'm trying to think about anything else that I can add to the feedback of the show. Like I said, I'm just this isn't my first steps, but kind of like my training wheel show, and just kind of fill things out and see what comes to mind. Yeah, like I've already talked about the video games. I know what I like. I grew up in the fighting game era, so that's still my top first love, even over some of the stuff that's out now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I did hear something about oh yeah, I saw an interesting breakdown about C Viper from Street Fighter. I like that character a lot, especially in Marvel's Capcom. Like her moveset were awesome. She was pretty she was a pretty good fit for the Versus series. Um, she couldn't like stand up to like Doctor Doom. Well, not for too long, obviously, because them foot dives across America are no joke. You know what I'm saying? It's just you can hold it off for a little bit, but it's just so many foot dives. It's like, no, hang it up. You know, hang it up, bounce, get juggled, infinite, or TOD. But yeah, it's pretty interesting with C Viper. But she's apparently coming back to Street Fighter. She's going to be in next season of Street Fighter 6, along with Sagat and some other favorites. So we'll see how that goes. I'll pretty much watch more Street Fighter than actually play it. The last Street Fighter I played was 5 for Laura. Laura was pretty awesome. But since that game took place, it's like a weird prequel, and she was Sean's sister. Unfortunately, no Sean. Sean was too young. So it tied into like Street Fighter 3. Oh well, another missed opportunity. So I think I'm going to go ahead and call it from here. Take these eyes out because, alright, yeah, that looks a little more mysterious. I really wasn't feeling the eyes. Alright, yeah. I'm going to be stirring this thing and like trying to make sure that like the balance is in as far as what's the word? Anatomy and form. So there we go, ladies and gents. We got our usual person that pops up and spam my Twitch. That's pretty much it. All who show up on there. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and wrap up this show, ladies and gentlemen. My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, episode 11. Was pretty good. Like I said, we got to find out with Knuckle Duster, family ties that bind, and create even more mess than ever before. The battle continues on now that we know who his daughter is, and he's got a special place to put her once he gets a hold of her. And she's pretty agile, of course. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I guess that's what she's doing. How her quirk is. She doesn't have any wings though, so let's see how that goes. All right, but yeah, that's it. That's the show. Like I said, this is like a training wheel show. Getting back in the groove. Hopefully, won't have any more crazy schedule, and I can enjoy a little more time to do live streams and cover more things, and provide some social commentary of the sorts that you're familiar with Strictly Art Live. And if you're not familiar, please hit that like button, hit that notification bell. When you hit the notification bell, there's a arrow drop down and then hit all notifications. And I will try my best to provide more great stuff. If I can, a clip a day, if not more. So expect that from me. Some of the things I talked about and beyond. All right. I'm Rob Wilson, ladies and gents. Thanks for stopping by to episode 82 if you watched it live or if you watched the replay. Episode 82 of Strictly Art Live. Sal, this 10 a.m. show on the East Coast. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day. Hug the one you love and treat it like it's the last day on earth because tomorrow's never promised. God bless. And remember, if it don't make sense, it's probably a setup. Shout out to Hopkins on that one. All right, y'all take care. Peace out.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.